Today, I'm going to read you another nonfiction book about a bird. What does nonfiction mean? Nonfiction means that the book is real. In today's book, you will learn about a condor. A condor is a type of bird. Today, while we're reading, there are two things I want you to be thinking about. The first thing I want you to think about is, how is a condor similar? How is it the same as an ostrich? We read an ostrich book yesterday. The second thing I want you to think about is, how is a condor different from an ostrich? We will talk about that at the end of our reading today. So our book today is called Condor's Giant Birds. Condor's Giant Birds. Just like our other book, our ostrich book, this book begins with a table of contents too. This table of contents gives us an overview of what we will be reading about today. I'm going to go over the table of contents with you. I'm going to start from the top. You always start from the top when you're reading. A very big bird, page 4. Condor homes, page 5. Time to clean up, page 8. From the neck up, page 11. Condors grow up, page 13. Big wings in the sky, page 15. Glossary, page 16. Remember, the great thing about a table of contents is not just that it shows you what you're going to read about, but if you don't have time to read the entire book, you can read certain parts of the book, and it tells you what page to go to read those certain parts that you want to read about. What is a glossary? Do you remember what a glossary is? The glossary is where you can go when you do not know what a word means. So if you see a word that is bold, that is dark, when I'm reading to you, that means that you can go to the back and look it up and see what it means. It's really important that when you're reading, if you don't know what a word means, and if you can go look up that word in the glossary, that you do that. Because if you don't understand a word, it might make it really hard for you to understand what you're reading. I see a heading at the top of this page. It says a very big bird. That means that on this page, it's going to just talk about how a condor is a big bird. Condors are huge birds. One wing can be almost as long as a bicycle. Wow, can you point to the word wing on your screen? It's bolded. That means it's darker than the other words, and it starts with a W. You should have been pointing to this word. It's bold. That means if you don't know what a wing means, you can go to the glossary and look up what wing means. Underneath those words, there's a picture and it says, how big is it? It says the height is up to 4 feet. Its wingspan is up to 10.5 feet. And its weight is up to 33 pounds. Now remember, the ostrich was very, very, very heavy. I think it said that an ostrich weighs 350 pounds, but this condor weighs 33 pounds. Which one weighs more? The condor with 33 pounds or the ostrich that's 350 pounds? An ostrich weighs more. And then it shows another condor that's 4.6 feet, and its wingspan is up to 9.7 feet. And its weight is 25 pounds. So condors, depending on what type of it is, can vary in their wingspan and in how much they weigh and their height. And then a human, the height of a human is 6 feet, and we can weigh up to 145 pounds. So it's comparing, so you can kind of see the difference in how tall we are and how much you weigh compared to a condor. Condor homes. So it's going to now talk about where condors live, kind of like the ostrich where it told us where an ostrich lives. These big birds like wide open spaces. They need lots of room to land. Ooh, can you find the word land? I just read it. It's bold. It starts with a ooh. Oh, here's the word land. I'm pointing to it. It's bolded. It's darker than the other words. That means you can go to the glossary if you do not know what that word means. Now, I'm going to go over the picture with you. It says that condors can live in North America. And if you look at the map, anywhere that it shows yellow, it shows you where the California condor range, where they live. And then it shows you that they can live in South America as well. Now, the ostrich it didn't say that they live in North America and South America. Yes, you can go to a zoo and see them in North America or maybe South America, but where did it say that the ostrich lives? Do you remember what continent? Africa. That's where they said the ostriches lives. Condors fly high to look for food. They can fly for a long time. Now, this picture has some words on it. That's the caption. It's going to tell me a little bit more about this picture. Condors can fly about as high as 10 tall skyscrapers that are stacked on top of each other. You can find skyscrapers downtown. Skyscrapers are those buildings that are very tall. And when you look up, sometimes you can't even, they're so tall you can't even see where it stops. Condors live in high places. They dry their wings in the sun after bathing. Ooh, bathing, that word right here I'm pointing to is bold. So if you don't know what it means to bathe, to take a shower, then you can look it up. They make nests on rocky cliffs and in trees. Now, I know what a nest is. They build a nest where they can put their eggs for their babies, but cliffs is bolded, it's dark, and I don't know what cliffs means, and I don't want to keep reading because if I don't know what that means, then I need to look it up. So it says they make nests on rocky cliffs and in trees. So I'm going to go to the back. Oh, and it says glossary. I'm looking for cliffs. There's a word cliffs, and it starts with a C. Here's what it means. A cliff is a steep faces of rock, dirt, or ice. And then next to it says P, which stands for page 7, is telling me where I can go back to. So now I know that a cliff is the steep faces of rocks, dirt, or ice. All right, let me go look for page 7. The bottom shows me the number, so 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, here we go, 7. Now, both of the pictures have words on them, captions that will tell me more about the picture. So I'm going to start with the picture at the top. Condors spend hours taking care of their feathers. The second picture, condors begin to hunt for food when they are about 2 years old. So that's when they start hunting for food on their own. So then who's hunting for food for them before that? One of their parents is doing it for them. Now, this heading, the title says time to clean up. So it's going to talk about them cleaning up. And look at that picture. What do you think it means when it says time to clean up? I think it has to do with them eating because the picture shows that condor eating. So now let's read. Condors can eat all kinds of dead animals. They may eat a small rabbit or a big whale. Wow. Now this picture, the caption says, sharp beaks help the condor eat. Condors can eat dead animals without getting sick. So I'm going to start with the top picture and I'm going to read the words under it. The caption, condors often share their meals. Well, that's nice that they share with others. And then the bottom picture says, the California condor is about to eat a whale that has washed up on a beach. And they most likely share their food because since they can eat something so large like that they're able to share that food since it's so much meat. They don't need it all to themselves. What makes a condor a bird? Oh, we saw something similar to this in the ostrich book. So I'm going to start with the labels on the picture. The first one is pointing to its bills. Let me see what it says. A condor's bill is strong and sharp. Then I'm going to move to the wings. A condor's wings can reach as wide as 10.5 feet. A condor has feathers on its body but not its head. And a condor has strong legs with wide talons. On the bottom, it says all birds, and this is what all birds have. They have a backbone, feathers, wings, they have a bill, they lay eggs, and they're warm-blooded. This heading, the title says from the neck up. So I guess we're going to learn about its head. Some condors have white feathers, and feathers is bolded. If you don't know what a feather is, you can look in the glossary. They have feathers around their necks. Others are black. Condors do not have feathers on their head. It kind of looks like that condor is wearing a fluffy scarf. So I see a caption words next to the picture. Let me read it. Male Andean condors have extra skin on their heads, and this is called a comb. When I think of comb, I think of a brush, because you can call it a type of a brush, a comb. Condor heads can change colors. The color shows how the condors are feeling. Now, did the ostrich book say anything about them changing colors? No, I didn't hear anything in that book, so that's a big difference. Let me read the caption, the words that's on the picture. Condors have no feathers on their heads. This helps them stay cleaner after they eat. Now, the next heading, the title says, Condors grow up. Mother condors lay one egg every 2 years. Oh, wow, I remember the ostrich, them saying they can lay more than that in a year. Both parents take care of the egg. The baby condor comes out of the egg after 2 months. 6 months later, it starts to fly. Condors can live almost as long as a person. I do remember it saying that I think an ostrich can live 44 years, but condors can live longer. Now, I'm going to read the caption, the words under the picture. It says on the top left, I'll point right here where you should be looking. An Andean mother takes care of her egg in a cave. Now on the right, on the top right here, where the baby is in white, a baby condor waits for its parents to bring food. The bottom picture, male and female condors feed their chicks. So there's words that told me where to look. Sometimes when an author puts more than one picture and they want to talk about each picture, they'll tell you where to look before you start reading. There are very few condors today. People watch condors to keep them safe. Now the caption says, scientists have tagged this condor. The tag helps people keep track of the condor. This heading says, big wings in the sky. Condors are special birds. They are some of the largest flying birds in the world. The caption says, condors are good flyers. They can fly for a long time without flapping their wings, so they just can keep them out straight, and they can fly for a while like that. And that's the glossary. Now that we read this book, now we're going to talk about how a condor and an ostrich are the same, how they're similar, and how they're different.